Hi, everybody. I entitled this video "The Brilliance of Trump," and the reason that I've done that is because Trump is probably one of the most brilliant businessmen I've ever seen. And the reason I say that is because Trump is a content creator. He is the biggest, best content creator I've ever seen, and he does it really in a skillful way. Ever since Donald Trump decided to enter the election, he has dominated the media. I mean, very rarely does anybody else has gotten the kind of publicity that Donald Trump has, and he uses that publicity to his benefit all the time, and he does it better than anybody I've ever seen before. Donald Trump is a voluminous creator of content, and as somebody that does a lot of internet marketing, I can guarantee you that content is the key to getting known, getting seen, and having whatever you're doing be a success. Is content. And Donald Trump is a content creator. He creates content constantly, and the way he has won these elections, and the way he's won the nomination, and the way he's going about it right now, is his ability to masterfully create content and do it to the point that he dominates almost all the media. There's a psychological effect takes place when people hear your name all the time. And that's what Donald Trump knows. His name is constantly being heard. And he does these things like he did with the Second Amendment thing, making the threat against Hillary Clinton. I mean, he does that stuff. And I mean, that was a crazy comment. And I mean, he knew exactly what he was saying. There's no doubt in my mind that he want it to mean what it meant. And then after it, everybody went wild over it. Then he comes back and says something even crazier, saying, well, all I was really saying was that the people from the Second Amendment, they're a big group, and they were going to do something about it. They could do something about it. But the problem is the way he was saying it, it didn't fit with what the statement was. The statement was after she gets elected, she's going to have these ability to nominate Supreme Court justices, and then the Second Amendment people, they may or may not do something. Maybe the Second Amendment people could do something about that. So that's after the election. So the Second Amendment people aren't going to be able to coordinate their votes and do something against Hillary, which is kind of the way he said it, the way he was trying to explain it, which didn't make any sense. And then the other thing, this isn't the first time he said stuff like that. I mean, he said that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and never lose any votes. So, I mean, he says this stuff all the time. And then at the same time he's saying it, he comes back and says, but the media is against him and the media is out to get him. But at the same time, he's saying these really outlandish things that he knows he's saying, and he says it in a way. I mean, it's just he says this stuff and he knows exactly what he's saying, but he says it in a way. He takes all the media. Everybody's just I mean, I listen to all the media, and they're all just going on and on about this statement, and then he comes back and then he says something in order to explain the statement. So all they do all day long is talk about that. Donald Trump is a master at this. None is better. Nobody's better. Nobody bats in the league of Donald Trump when it comes to this kind of stuff. He is absolutely the king of the hill. And I think he's even better than that, because not only is he doing this, he's running for president. At the same time, he still doesn't separate himself from his businesses. I listened to him the other day, and I was going to find out a little bit about his economic plan. Because I think the economics in this country is a mess. But I was listening to his economic plan, and what does he do? He spends the first 10 minutes talking about his golf course. So he's here he is, he's getting ready to talk about something, and well, we got this great property. It's right up the road here. It's almost 800 acres, and it's a beautiful golf course, and goes on and on about that. I mean, he'd be the first person that ever would do that as a president. If he ever got elected president, he'd have a State of the Union address, and the first thing he'd talk about is his new building project, or his growing business that was doing something. And people accept that from this guy. I mean, they accept the fact that he's never really said, "Hey, I'm stepping away from business to focus 100% on running for president and doing the will of the American people." He's never said that. In fact, if anything, he's done just exactly the opposite. He merges the two together, and we accept it. So basically what we get is about 30 to 40% of the time he's talking, we get a commercial about his businesses. So he just brings them all together. He brings the business along with the running for president, and it just all nothing ever gets separated. That's why sometimes I wonder if he really is serious about this run, or if he's just creating more attention, more content, which is what this guy's really about. This is about content, and he does it better than anybody. He does it better than anybody. The wild hair, the crazy comments, all this stuff, and he just plays it to a T. Here he is, I think, with his dad. That's his dad right there, and Herschel Walker must be an older pitcher. But this guy's brilliant. I mean, don't let anybody kid you. This guy's brilliant. He's really brilliant. I don't think he really intends to win this election. I think he's going to come up with some excuse that everybody was against him, and at the end of the day, he'll get a lot of media attention for this, and he'll it'll be a great day for him because either way he wins, and he'll make I'll tell you another thing about Donald Trump. It's very even though he talks how bad everything is and it's horrible and the country's a mess and everything like that, I think his personal philosophy is very positive, and I do think Donald Trump's been through some hard times. I mean, everybody says, "Well, the guy got a lot of money from his dad," and he did. But I think he did, when he was going through his businesses and trying to get this thing, I think he tried to overextend himself a couple of times. And I mean, I listened to his first wife, I think, or maybe his second wife, I don't know, Marla Maples, one of his life, talk about difficult times he'd gone through where he was really in despair over the finances of what he was going through, or everything. And then I think that he decided at that point to start branding his name, and then he became easier for him because now and that's when he became the content creator, and he is the king of content creators. The other thing I want to talk about just briefly is let me see where it's at. Hillary's economic plan. I gotta honestly tell you, people, Hillary creeps me out. I mean, she just so creeps me out. I don't even want to make a video about her. I mean, she's just creepy. No, I don't know what it is about her, but she just totally creeps me out. And we're back to this shovel-ready bullshit thing again that Obama kept talking about. I mean, they're going to go do something, and they're going to create some jobs with these. I don't know what it was. It was something about creating some jobs with some projects that they're going to start doing. I mean, I remember that with Obama. Every time he turned around, it was shovel-ready projects. We got shovel-ready jobs ready to go. What does shovel-ready jobs mean? I mean, what does that mean? I mean, we're going to have millions of people behind a shovel, and we're going to start making, things. She's back to that stuff. So anyway, like I say, I mean, I don't really even do stuff on Hillary. He just creeps me out. Just totally creeps me out. I think Donald Trump is I mean, I wouldn't, I'm literally wouldn't vote for either one of them because it's that scary. Because I don't trust Trump, never have. I mean, Trump is about Trump, and Trump's, if Trump was going to be the good guy that everybody thinks he is, he wouldn't have a lot of the things. I mean, I listen to Donald Trump's speeches. I listen to every single one of them. And when you can really kind of listen to the guy, and you can understand why why he's popular. He says stuff that people can, in today's world, especially because we got the internet. This idea that everybody's got to talk really in a very in a fashion that isn't, come on. I remember when I was growing up, nobody said the word fuck. Now everybody says it. I mean, and Donald Trump is that kind of guy. He's just a real guy. I mean, he's the kind of guy that he's not going to be restricted or constricted or restricted by what people might say about what he says. That's why he says the crazy stuff he says, and he'll say crazy stuff, and then he'll say, and the media is against me. So I mean, this guy really, there's a lot of likableness about him, but I don't trust him, and I don't think he's going to do one. I don't think he's going to do a fraction of what he says he's going to do. And I think he knows it. I think he's smart enough to know all the promises that he's making, that he won't complete them, or he can't complete them. And if he does complete them, it's going to be somebody else's fault. But anyway, the guy's not stupid. And the guy is, a very, very, very skilled and creative man as far as his ability to do things. So, for that reason, I would definitely see Trump. But you know what? The guy's scary. He's just too scary. He's just too scary. There's too many things about him that and I just don't think that at the end of the day, he's going to even, he's a little too slick, just a little too slick. So anyway, I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.